שמש דקה ומרפא בכנפיה.
So Boaz took Ruth and she became his wife, and he went in to her, and the Lord gave her pregnancy, and she bore a son. And then the women said to Naomi, we have to see Boaz, the Redeemer, and Ruth, the Moabitess, had disappeared from the whole narrative. Naomi alone remains. And it's a Naomi whose emptiness has been filled. The whole narrative, the whole book of Ruth actually is about Naomi. And I keep thinking that this is exactly the way with our Christian Bible. Our Christian Bible begins with the emergence of Israel, with the election of Abraham, and that God shows him the land of Israel and leads him there. And the Christian Bible concludes with not the church and not the world, but with Jerusalem and Israel. Now the women said to Naomi, "Blessed be the Lord, who has not left you this day without a Redeemer, and may his name be renowned in Israel." Today, on this day, one modern Jewish exegete says, the netzer, the sprout, the shoot, is born from your family, who will become your Goel, your Redeemer. Who actually is the Redeemer? In the book of Ruth, is it Boaz? The text here talks about Oved as being the Redeemer. It most certainly is the child that leads, points towards King David, to the Redeemer, to the Messiah. But the interpreters are discussing, isn't it Boaz? But then, yes, it is Boaz, but if there would not have been the child, Boaz would not have been the Redeemer. So only Boaz with the child is the Redeemer. It's not about Boaz, it's not about Oved, it is about the child that is to be born from this line, and only the birth of that child will break the curse of separation of land and people and God. Could it be that Naomi, Israel, the Jewish people, is waiting today for the child, for the fruit of Ruth, the Gentile Christian church, to see if Boaz, Jesus, Yeshua, is indeed the redemption? Only the whole picture. Boaz by himself and what he did was not really Redeemer. Only when the child was born. And both point even further. Blessed be the Lord, who has not left you this day without a Redeemer, and may his name be renowned in Israel. May his name be famous. May people talk about him. This is actually a great commission to all those who know. Go and proclaim it. Let's see what's going on. And it is interesting how here the name of the Redeemer, and I think this blur, this ambiguity of the text is wanted and shows us something, whether it's Boaz, whether it's Oved, whether it points through David onwards, but it goes even on and shows it blurs the image of this human being, and the name of this human being goes into the name of God. And it's about the name of God in the end that should be great, famous, renowned in Israel. He shall be to you a restorer of life. We know this expression, Meshiv Nefesh, restorer of life, a little bit different from Psalm 23, where it says, He restores my life, He restores my soul, He leads me in paths of righteousness for His name's sake. So the women here say to Naomi, He shall be to you a restorer of life and the nourisher of your old age, for your daughter-in-law who loves you has given birth to him. She is more to you, Naomi, than 7 sons. It's this proverbial perfect family of 7 sons. We have it several times in the Bible. And now these women say, your daughter-in-law, Ruth, is better than 7 sons. Just imagine what that means in a society that prefers the sons over the daughters. Ruth could not have earned a higher praise than that. And then Naomi took the child and laid him on her lap and became his nurse. And the women of the neighborhood gave him a name. It's like with John the Baptist. All the neighbors come on and take part of it and name the child. A son has been born to Naomi, and they named him Obed. He was the father of Jesse, in Hebrew Ishai, who was the father of David. Now, Obed means the worshipper, the servant. It most probably is an abbreviation of Ovadia. Oved, Ovadia, like Hanan from Hanania or Matan from Matania. And this worshipper, Oved, begets a child and gives him the name Ishai. There are several possibilities to explain that name, Jesse, Ishai. It could mean that it is the man of the Lord, or it is the one who proclaims by his being, there is a Lord. And he will be the father of David. The translation of the name David is uncle, or confidant, or close friend. So what we have here at the end of this story is that the worshipper, Oved, called through the name of his son into this hopeless, dark world. Look, there is the Lord. And Ishai, there is the Lord, testifies by the name of his son David that the living God is a God who seeks relationship. He created us for a relationship with Him.